Heyo, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk just kind of about like hope and imagination, inspired by the part in Prince Caspian where Lucy is talking to Aslan and she's asking why things can't be the way that they were before. She's like, why didn't you like come in and frighten all of our enemies away exactly the same way that you did last time? And Aslan said, things never happen the same way twice. And I've just been thinking a whole lot about that because I feel like that's a question that I often have in my life of like, God, I saw you do this really cool thing before, so why can't you just do it again? And like, it'd be so easy if you just did this thing for me that you did the last time. Why can't we do it that way again? Why can't that be the simple solution? Why can't that be the answer in this situation? And not wanting to wait and have the patience to look for a new sort of rescue, just wanting it to happen the way that it did before. And I don't know, wanting to go through some of the same seasons of my life that I've been in before. I'm like, why can't we go back to that? Why can't I have that again? But I feel like he's just been helping me to remember to be hopeful about the future, even if it doesn't look the same as it has looked in the past, and to really appreciate the beauty of that mystery. I really like that verse in Psalms that says like, your mercies are new every morning. That's such an encouragement that like he has completely different mercies for me in this day because my needs are different. I might feel like the solution that I had last time is what I need again in this situation, but it's not. Like, he knows best, and whatever rescue he offers me is exactly what I needed. And I see those past circumstances as being very tied to my hope for the present. One thing I remember from the book The Soul of Shame by Dr. Kurt Thompson that I read was like that our imagination for the future is very built on our memories of the past. Like, if we have not experienced someone coming through for us, his descriptions like being safe, soothed, and secure, it's very hard to imagine that being able to happen again. And so it's very, very important for people to experience, like in their moments of brokenness, to experience those good things so that then when they're in that situation, again, because life is hard and we keep ending up in hard situations, we don't panic and we don't feel like it's the end of the world if we have experienced something good happening to us in that place in the past. That yeah, our imagination for the future is very built on what we've experienced from the past. If all that we have experienced is being neglected, abandoned, overlooked, rejected, then it's very hard to imagine anything different happening to us. Like, you can imagine it, but like, you really can't stir up that hope in your heart. It's very hard to actually expect that to happen. And so I'm very, very grateful for the ways that God has come through for me in the past, and that helps me in the moment to imagine that he could come through for me again. And it's not going to be in exactly the same way, but at least I have that foundation, I have that basis. I have experienced him coming through for me, and so I can expect him to come through for me again. And not having the same answer in every situation, things not happening exactly the same way every single time, really reminds me that my hope is in him and it's not in my circumstances, because my hope is not in this certain solution, this certain answer. I'm not sitting there waiting for this certain thing to happen that has happened before. I'm waiting for a God who I've experienced before to move on my behalf again. And I don't know how that's going to happen. And so I'm looking for him and I'm seeking that rescue, but it's putting my hope in him. I'm remembering his heart for me. I'm drawing from how I've seen him come through for me in the past in all these different ways. I mean, like, wow, and he can come through for me again in a way that is bigger and better than I could expect or imagine. That is going to be more what I need than it was last time. Even if last time's rescue was my favorite one and I wish we could just have that easy story all of the time, I'm reminded that really what I need is him. And I'm able to trust that he knows what's best for me in this situation, that he knows exactly what I need in this situation, and he knows how to draw me closer to him and give me hope in the hard things that I'm going through. And honestly, I think there's something really beautiful about not knowing exactly when or how we're going to experience joy again, experience his presence again. I think that is a very beautiful mystery that, I mean, it'd be comforting if we were like, knew for sure that every time something went wrong, God was going to do this for us. Because again, sometimes his rescues are very quick and very easy and very simple, and I'm like, perfect, that's exactly what I want, just do that every time. But there's so much faith that gets built up in the waiting and the looking, and I think it's really exciting to be like, I don't know when or how he's going to come again in a very clear way, but then we can be looking for that. And it's that unexpectedness, it's that understanding that joy is always a surprise. It always seems to come out of nowhere. It always seems to come in a way that we don't expect. And that's what makes it so beautiful and so exciting, is that we can imagine whatever we want, but whatever actually happens is usually not what we expected. That doesn't have the same impact on us that we anticipated. It doesn't come in the way that we anticipated or through the circumstances that we anticipated. And so I can have hope, I can have imagination from this is what God has done for me all these times in the past. And so he'll do something similar to that, something consistent with the heart that he's shown me in the past. But I don't know what it's going to be. And that is a little bit scary, but also beautiful if I let myself think of it that way. That it's a mystery, that it's a surprise, that I'm waiting for a living God, not someone who just like hands out the same answer to every problem. But he takes the time and the intentionality to know exactly what I need and to come through for me in a way that is a surprise, that is something new and beautiful, that gives me a new story to share with people of his goodness and faithfulness to me. And yeah, that really helps keep my imagination alive, that things could change and I don't know how. And so it's fun to imagine because God is able to do greater than all that we can ask or imagine. And so I want to be asking, I want to be imagining, and I want to see him come through and do something even better than what I think is the best for me. So yeah, sometimes it's hard. I'm like, why can't it just happen the same way twice? But I think that the way that God has it set up is a lot better to keep me anticipating, to keep me looking for him, expecting to see him, and eagerly seeking, where is he, where is he, where is he? Because he could come through from a very unexpected angle at a very unexpected time, and I want to be ready. I want to catch it. I want to see it and praise him. And I want to be content to wait on his rescue instead of just wanting things to be the way that they were before. Thank you for watching, and goodbye until more interesting things happen.